Shawn Michaels repeats what he said in the free-for-all. He plans on becoming the WWF's first ever Grand Slam champion by winning the European title tonight in the Birmingham NEC. Shawn says, even though we've watched the tag team champions and the WWF champion tonight, we're now about to see the main event, the headliner himself. Vince wonders if Shawn can, quote, top this, referring to the Taker vs Bret match, and Shawn says his middle name is Top This, so that's the Heartbreak Kid Michael Top This Hickenbottom. Michaels says we're about to see the showstopper live and in living colour, and the Heartbreak Kid is on his way. Now, before we look at this main event, I made a video on this match where I talk a bit more about the backstage shenanigans that went on before both men walked out to the ring. I want to focus on the match here, and I will briefly cover what happened at the end of this upload, but if you want a more in-depth look at Bulldog vs Shawn, check out that other video. I'll be treading over some old ground while I look at this match, but I don't mind if you guys don't. Shawn gets a little too comfortable with fans that don't really look a day over 16, and he puts a British Bulldog action figure down his tights before giving it back to the fan. The female fans in attendance are screaming for the Heartbreak Kid, and for a heel, he's getting a good reaction. The roof comes off the arena though when Davey makes his way to the ring with his sister Tracy. This is our guy's big night, and all he has to do is defend his championship, the European Championship that only Davey's held up to this point. Davey holds up the Union Jack and Shawn decides to walk away from the ring. He checks himself out on the big screen while pointing at his ass, and then he decides to come back and try to win this match. He shoves Davey and Davey shoves Shawn right back. Michaels then complains to the referee and the crowd chant Bulldog as the two get ready to lock up. Shawn gets frustrated when he gets overpowered. This happens twice. The chants in the arena also begin bothering HBK. Michaels tries to use the ropes to get an advantage during the next lockup, but Davey throws Shawn across the ring. Shawn's Luthez press gets countered, Bulldog brings the challenger to the corner, and Davey sends Shawn over the top rope with a clothesline. Michaels again threatens to walk away, but he comes back and he gets the advantage with an eye poke. Davey shakes it off and Shawn gets his head smashed into the top turnbuckles. Michaels gets dumped back in the ring with a reverse suplex, and Earl Hebner has to stop the Bulldog, launching Shawn over the top rope. Then Davey applies an abdominal stretch. Shawn counters with a hip toss, he lays in the boots, and the fans get silenced here. Diane and Tracy look on as Davey sends Shawn over the top rope with a back body drop. When HBK gets back inside, he goes down after a few arm drags followed by a wrist lock. Davey keeps it locked in when both guys get back to their feet. A few forearms breaks the hold and Davey takes a thumb to the eye during a leapfrog sequence, but once again Bulldog stays in control and he counters a Hurricane Rana with a sit-down powerbomb. A crucifix pin attempt gets countered with a Samoan drop. HBK finds himself in a surfboard stretch, but Earl Hebner realizes Davey's shoulders are on the mat and Earl begins counting a pin. Davey breaks the hold and he screams at Earl Hebner afterwards. But what do you think? Was this really a good call by Hebner? Shawn tries to take advantage, but it's no use. Davey hits the vertical suplex, but he only gets a 2 count. The crowd then start booing because the insurance man, Ravishing Rick Rude, just showed up and he's making his way to the ring. Rude tries to help Shawn with a pin counter, but Davey kicks out. Rude then tries to hold the ropes down and Bulldog's had enough. He goes after Rude, but Shawn attacks from behind. Davey's in trouble. Rude throws Davey into the ring post right in front of his family, and Michaels follows this up with a double axe handle from the top rope. Rude attacks again while Shawn keeps Hebner distracted, and when Davey tries to get back inside the ring, he gets his head snapped across the top rope. Shawn applies a sleeper and it gets brought down to the mat. The arena shakes as Davey shows signs of life and Michaels goes down after a back suplex. This match is not over yet. Bulldog goes down after an arm drag and Shawn locks in a short arm scissors. Davey powers out by lifting Shawn with one arm. This looked awesome. And it's at this point right here where you expect the predictable comeback, but it doesn't quite work out that way. Both men collide in the middle of the ring, and here comes Triple H in China. The question is painfully obvious: why haven't the Hart Foundation made an appearance yet? The crowd chants "We want bread" as Davey tries to overcome the odds. Shawn gets back body dropped, he takes the Flair corner bump, Davey hits a clothesline and a catapult, but then he strikes the ring post when Shawn moves out of the way. Michaels hits the top rope elbow drop twice, he sets Davey up in the corner for Sweet Chin Music. Davey counters, but Rick Rude stops Davey from hitting the running power slam. Rude keeps Earl Hebner distracted as Triple H tries to get in a cheap shot, but it's no good. Shawn gets scooped up for the power slam, but Davey's foot gets caught between the guardrail and the protective mats. The Bulldog falls over, HBK delivers Sweet Chin Music, Rude and Triple H push the guardrail into Davy's knee, and Triple H hits the pedigree. Absolute decimation on the outside. Triple H and Rude throw Davy back into the ring, and Shawn removes Davy's knee brace. HBK throws the brace to Diana, and Davy finds himself locked in a figure 4. Triple H and Chyna help Shawn as Davy screams in pain. Davy almost reaches the ropes, but he gets punched by Rick Rude. The fans are just waiting for the Hearts to show up as the figure 4 stays locked in for an extended period of time. The fans cheer, they chant, they bang their feet, but help from the Hart Foundation doesn't arrive, and it looks like Davy can't continue. Earl Hebner stops the match. The crowd goes into a state of shock as HBK gets awarded the European Championship. HBK grabs the mic and he tells everyone to take a look at the new Grand Slam winner. He says this one's for the Hart family and it's especially for Diana Smith. Shawn applies the figure 4 again as Triple H tells Davy to scream for his country. Diana gets in the ring and she tries to stop Shawn, but Chyna grabs Diana. Brett and Owen arrive way too late as Shawn, Hunter and Chyna leave the ring, and fans are clearly not happy, to say the least. HBK gloats on the entranceway as fans throw garbage at the new European champion. It's an outcome that nobody would have predicted. Davy struggles to stand up as Shawn rubs it in, and the show fades to black with Michaels holding the title in the air. The match was decent, I enjoyed watching it back, but it's the ending that the majority of fans didn't like. In short, Davy was only informed about the title loss the day of the event, and Shawn was accused of politicking his way into winning the European title, and he's been blamed of doing this just to get another shot in at the Hart family. I said it before and I stand by it. I think Shawn winning the title made One Night Only's main event way more memorable. It's bullshit that Davy was only told on the day of the event that plans had changed, and it's especially shitty because he dedicated the match to Tracy, but no one would look back at this event if the ending wasn't so controversial. I know too, I'm in the minority on this one and I took shit for saying it before, but I stand by it. Nobody thought HBK would win this thing in 1997, and everyone expected a typical house show ending, send him home happy, all that stuff. But it didn't happen that way, and it's just very interesting to watch it all go down again. It would have been highly ideal though if Davy was made aware of these plans changing before he started talking to the media. No one can really argue that. But again, check out my video on the whole thing if you want to learn more. Brett wrote in his book though that Davy's passion for professional wrestling ended on this evening, and yeah, what can you say, it's pretty grim really.